Have you ever realized how often you say the words, "I'm fine"? Think about it for a moment. Someone asks you, "How are you?" And almost without thinking, your mouth automatically replies, "I'm fine." It happens so quickly, so routinely, that sometimes you don't even notice. But here's the problem. "I'm fine" is one of the weakest, most unnatural answers you can give in English. Why? Because native speakers rarely say it. In fact, if you use "I'm fine" too often, you might sound stiff, robotic, or even like a character from an old textbook. And if your goal is to sound fluent, confident, and natural in English conversations, then simply saying "I'm fine" is holding you back. That's why in today's lesson, I'm going to show you 10 much better ways to answer the question, "How are you?" 10 alternatives that will make you sound more interesting, more authentic, and more engaging in every conversation. Some of these expressions will make you sound professional, some will make you sound casual, and some will even help you express humor and personality. And trust me, once you learn them, you'll never want to go back to the old "I'm fine." Before we get into it, welcome to TalkTune English. My name is Jason, and my mission here is to help you speak English with confidence and clarity. Every week, we post practical lessons that you can use immediately in real life. So if you're serious about improving your English, go ahead and subscribe right now so you don't miss out. Alright, let's jump in. The first reason "I'm fine" doesn't work well is because it closes the conversation. Think about it. Someone asks you, "How are you?" And you reply, "I'm fine." What happens next? Usually, nothing. The conversation stops. But if you use a more dynamic answer, you actually open the door for more connection, more friendliness, and more natural flow. That's why these 10 alternatives are so powerful. Let's begin with the first one. "I'm doing great." This is a bright, positive way to respond when you're feeling good. Imagine this exchange. Hey, how are you? B, "I'm doing great. How about you?" Doesn't that sound energetic? Doesn't it immediately feel warmer than just "I'm fine"? When you use "great," you're sending a clear signal. You're in a good mood, and you're ready to connect. Just remember, your tone of voice matters. If you say it with energy, it feels real. If you say it flatly, it won't work. Now let's move to the second expression, "I'm doing well." This one is perfect for professional settings. Maybe you're at work. Maybe you're at an interview. Maybe you're speaking with someone you want to show respect to. Here's an example. Good morning. How are you today? B, "I'm doing well. Thank you." And you, this response is polite, formal enough, but still natural. And here's a small grammar note. Many people say "I'm doing good," but that's not technically correct. In casual speech, people use it, yes. But if you want to sound polished, especially in professional English, "I'm doing well" is the best choice. The third expression is pretty good. This one is super common in everyday American English. It's short, casual, and extremely natural. For example, hey, how's it going? B, pretty good. How about you? It's friendly without being too enthusiastic. It works in almost any informal situation. If you want to sound like a native speaker who's relaxed and approachable, this is your go-to phrase. Now, number 4, not bad. At first, this might sound negative, right? But in English, not bad is actually a modest, positive reply. If someone asks, "How are you?" and you say, "Not bad," it usually means, "I'm okay. Things are fine." The key here is tone. If you say, "Not bad," with a little energy, it feels upbeat. If you say, "Not bad" in a low, tired voice, it feels neutral. So tone really changes the meaning. So far, we've already covered 4 strong alternatives. I'm doing great. I'm doing well. Pretty good. And not bad. Each one works in different situations, and each one is miles ahead of just saying, I'm fine. But here's the exciting part. We're only just getting started, because the next expressions are even more interesting. They'll show your personality, your mood, and sometimes even a little humor. And those are the qualities that make conversations memorable. Before I continue, let me pause and ask you something. Are you finding this helpful? If yes, then do me a quick favor, hit the like button right now. When you like this video, YouTube shows it to more learners around the world, and that helps grow our amazing TalkTune English community. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Go ahead and click that subscribe button so you'll always get my latest tips. Now, let me give you a little preview of what's coming next. In part 2, we'll explore expressions that go beyond the standard polite answers. You'll learn how to respond when you're feeling tired, when you want to be playful, or when you want to be completely honest, and one of the expressions might even surprise you, because it's something almost all native speakers use, but very few learners know, so don't go anywhere. Part 2 is going to make your English responses much more dynamic and natural. Stay with me, because we're just getting warmed up. We looked at 4 simple but powerful alternatives to I'm fine, I'm doing great, I'm doing well, pretty good, and not bad. Each of those already makes you sound more natural and approachable. But now it's time to go even further. In this part, you'll learn expressions that add personality, honesty, and even a little humor to your conversations. These are the kinds of replies that make people smile, that show you're human, and that help you connect in a deeper way. Let's jump into the 5th expression. Could be better, could be worse. This phrase is balanced. It means things are okay, not amazing, not terrible, just somewhere in the middle. It's perfect for those days when life feels ordinary. For example, hey, how are you doing? B, could be better, could be worse. It's honest, but it's also lighthearted. You're not complaining, but you're also not pretending that everything is perfect. Native speakers love this kind of phrase because it feels real and down to earth. Now let's move on to number 6. I've been better. You can use this when you're not at your best. Maybe you're tired, stressed, or going through something difficult. For example, how are you? B, I've been better. This is a gentle way of saying things aren't great right now. You're not oversharing, but you're also not hiding. And what's interesting is that this phrase often invites empathy. When you say, I've been better, people usually respond with kindness or curiosity. It's a way of being honest without sounding negative or rude. The 7th expression is one of the most common in everyday English. Can't complain. This one is brilliant. It means that life is fine. Maybe it's not perfect, but there's nothing so bad that you should complain about it. For instance, hey, how's it going? B, can't complain. How about you? It's casual, natural, and even a little bit witty. People love this expression because it shows positivity in a modest way. You're basically saying, things are all right, no big problems. And here's a little cultural note. Using humor or understatement is very common in English conversations, and can't complain is a perfect example of that. Now let's go to number 8. I'm hanging in there. This phrase is often used when life is tough, but you're managing. It shows strength and resilience. For example, how are you holding up? B, I'm hanging in there. It means things aren't easy, but you're still going, still fighting, still surviving. People use this when they're dealing with stress at work, studying hard, or facing challenges. And what makes it powerful is that it often creates connection. When you hear someone say, I'm hanging in there, you feel empathy. You understand their struggle. It's a phrase that carries real emotion. Before we move to number 9, let me pause and remind you of something important. If you're enjoying these lessons and you want to keep improving your English step by step, make sure you subscribe to TalkTune English right now. By subscribing, you'll get fresh, practical lessons every week that will help you sound confident and natural in real conversations. And don't forget to like this video. It really helps more learners discover our channel and join this amazing community. Alright, let's keep going. Number 9 is never better. This is the ultimate positive answer. It means you're doing extremely well, even better than usual. For example, how are you today? B, never better. It's short, it's powerful, and it radiates positivity. Use it when you want to show that you're in an excellent mood. It's also a great way to surprise people, because it's not the standard "I'm fine." Instead, it shows energy, confidence, and happiness. And finally, for this part, number 10, living the dream. Now this one is fun because it can be used both seriously and sarcastically. If you're really enjoying life, you can say it sincerely. Hey, how's it going? B, living the dream. But often, people use it in a humorous or slightly ironic way, especially when life is stressful or repetitive. Imagine someone at work, dealing with a mountain of emails, and you ask, "How are you?" They smile and say, "Living the dream." It's a playful way of saying, well, life is what it is. But let's laugh about it. This phrase is extremely common among native speakers, and once you start using it, you'll feel your English sound much more natural and authentic. So now we've covered all 10 alternatives to "I'm fine," "I'm doing great," "I'm doing well," "pretty good," "not bad," "could be better," "could be worse," "I've been better," "can't complain," "I'm hanging in there," "never better," "living the dream." Think about the variety you now have. Instead of one boring phrase, you have 10 different ways to express yourself. Some are positive, some are neutral, some are honest, and some are playful. And each one makes you sound more like a native speaker, more relatable, and more engaging. But here's the key. It's not enough just to memorize these phrases. The real skill is knowing when and how to use each one. Which expression works best at work? Which one is better with friends? Which one can you use in casual small talk? That's exactly what we're going to explore in the next part. So don't go anywhere. In part 3, I'll take you through real-life situations like the office, school, meeting new people, or just chatting with friends, and I'll show you which of these answers fit perfectly in each situation. That way, you won't just know the words, you'll know how to use them naturally. And one more thing, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these 10 alternatives is your favorite so far? Leave a comment below and share it with me. I'll be reading, and who knows, I might even reply to you with a few extra tips. Stay tuned, because part 3 is where we put all of this into practice. All right, now that you know the 10 powerful alternatives to "I'm fine," it's time to make them real, because here's the truth. Learning phrases is easy, but using them naturally in the right situation is the real challenge. If you always use the wrong phrase in the wrong context, you might confuse people or sound unnatural. But if you know exactly which answer fits the situation, your English will instantly sound smooth, confident, and authentic. So in this part, let's go through different real-life situations and match them with the best responses. Imagine yourself in these scenarios and practice along with me. Let's start with the professional setting. Workplace conversations, meetings, or even job interviews. In these situations, you usually want to sound polite, respectful, and professional. That's why the best choices are "I'm doing well" and "I'm doing great." For example, In an interview, interviewer, hi, good morning. How are you today? You, I'm doing well. Thank you. How about you? See how natural and professional that sounds. It's polite, it's confident, and it's exactly what interviewers expect to hear. Now, if you're talking to a colleague you're comfortable with, you can make it a little more casual. Colleague, hey, how's your day going? You, I'm doing great. How about you? That small shift from well to great shows enthusiasm while still keeping it professional. Now let's move to school settings or academic environments. Maybe you're a student, a teacher, or you're attending a class. In these situations, you can use polite but friendly responses like pretty good or not bad. For example, teacher, how are you today? Student, pretty good. Thank you. And you. This feels respectful but also relaxed. Or if you're chatting casually with classmates, friend, hey, what's up? How are you doing? You, not bad. Just busy with homework. Notice how adding a little detail like busy with homework keeps the conversation going. That's another key point. These answers work even better when you expand them with a short follow-up. Now let's talk about social situations with friends. With close friends, you don't need to be formal. You can be casual, playful, even a little sarcastic. That's when expressions like can't complain, never better, or living the dream work beautifully. For example, friend, hey man, how are you doing? You, can't complain. What about you? This feels relaxed, natural, and shows a good sense of humor. Or if you're in a really good mood, friend, how's it going? You, never better. That response brings energy into the conversation. And of course, if you're joking about a stressful life, you can say, friend, hey, how are things? You, living the dream. Your tone of voice will tell them whether you're serious or being funny. This is exactly how native speakers create connection by using expressions that carry personality. Now, what about situations where you're not feeling great? Maybe you're tired, stressed, or dealing with challenges. That's where I've been better, and I'm hanging in there are perfect. For example, colleague, hey, how are you? You, I've been better. It's been a tough week. This shows honesty without being dramatic. Or imagine a friend asks you, friend, how are you holding up with exams? You, I'm hanging in there. It communicates that life is difficult, but you're pushing through. This kind of honesty creates empathy and deeper connections with people. Let's also consider small talk with strangers, like at a coffee shop, in an elevator, or when you meet someone briefly. In these cases, you don't want to overshare. You want something short, light, and easy. The best options are pretty good, not bad, or can't complain. For example, barista, hi there. How are you today? You, pretty good. Thanks. Quick, simple, and friendly. That's all you need for small talk. Now let me give you a small but powerful tip. Always pay attention to your tone of voice and your body language. You can say the same phrase in different tones, and it will carry completely different meanings. Not bad with a smile means you're okay. Not bad with a flat, tired voice means you're stressed. So don't just memorize the words. Practice saying them out loud with the right tone. And here's another secret. Always return the question. Don't just stop at pretty good. Add, how about you? Or and you. This shows politeness, keeps the conversation flowing, and makes the other person feel valued. For example, I, how are you? B, I'm doing well. Thank you. And you. That small addition can double the length of the conversation and make it much more engaging. Let's recap quickly. In professional settings, use I'm doing well or I'm doing great. In school or academic settings, use pretty good or not bad. With friends, go for can't complain, never better, or living the dream. When life is tough, say I've been better or I'm hanging in there. And with strangers in small talk, keep it short with pretty good, not bad, or can't complain. As you can see, each phrase has its perfect place. If you master choosing the right one, you'll always sound natural and appropriate. Now, before we head into part 4, let me ask you something. Which situation do you face the most work? School, friends, or small talk with strangers? Leave a comment below and tell me. That way, I'll know which examples to create more videos about in the future. And while you're there, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to TalkTune English. It's the best way to keep learning with me every week. In the next part, we'll go even deeper. I'll show you how to expand your answers so they don't stop at just one phrase. You'll learn how to add small details, how to keep the conversation alive, and how to turn a simple "how are you" into a real connection. Trust me, this will take your English conversations to a whole new level. So stick around, because part 4 is going to show you the secret of building conversations beyond "how are you." We talked about which phrases to use in different situations at work, at school, with friends, or in small talk with strangers. That's an essential step, because it helps you choose the right answer for the right moment. But now, let's take it even further, because if you only stop at saying pretty good or can't complain, the conversation will still end quickly. And what's the goal of learning English? It's not just answering questions, it's building real conversations. So in this part, I'm going to show you how to expand your answers. Instead of just giving one short phrase, you'll learn how to add a little extra detail, which keeps the conversation alive and makes you sound confident and engaging. Let's start with a simple example. Someone asks you, "How are you?" If you just say, "Pretty good," the conversation might stop there. But if you say, "Pretty good, just finished a long day at work," now you've added more. You've given the other person something to respond to. They might say, "Oh, really? What kind of work do you do?" And suddenly, you're in a real conversation. Here's another one. Instead of just saying, "I'm doing well," you could say, "I'm doing well. Thanks. I just started reading a new book." That small addition gives the other person an opening. "Oh, what book are you reading?" And now you're talking about something interesting. This technique works in every situation. The secret is, give a short answer first, then add one short detail about your day, your mood, or your activity. You don't need to tell your life story. Just one little detail is enough to spark curiosity. Let's practice this with a few of the expressions we learned. Expression 1. I'm doing great. Expansion. I'm doing great. I just came back from the gym. This tells the person you're feeling energetic and gives them a chance to ask, "Oh, do you go to the gym often?" Expression 2. Not bad. Expansion. Not bad. I finally finished that big project at work. Now the other person can say, "Oh, wow. What project was it?" Expression 3. Can't complain. Expansion. Can't complain. Just enjoying the weekend. That leads naturally to questions like, "What do you usually do on weekends?" See how simple it is. Each expansion turns a dead-end reply into a bridge for conversation. Now, you might be thinking, "Jason, what if I don't want to share too much? What if I just want to keep it short?" That's totally fine. Expanding doesn't mean you have to open your heart to strangers. It just means adding one small, safe detail. Even something as simple as "pretty good. Just a bit tired today" is enough. You're not oversharing, but you're giving the other person a human response. Here's another important point. Expanding your answer also makes you sound more fluent, because fluency isn't just about grammar or vocabulary, it's about flow. When you can naturally add details, you show that you can keep a conversation moving. And that's exactly what native speakers do. Let me give you some more examples with different tones. If you want to sound positive, never better. I just booked a trip for next month. If you want to sound casual, pretty good. I'm just relaxing today. If you want to sound a little tired but honest, I've been better. It's been a busy week. If you want to be playful, living the dream. Drinking way too much coffee. Notice how each one feels different. That's the power of expanding. You can shape the mood of the conversation. Now let's talk about a strategy I call mirror and expand. When someone asks you, "How are you?" and you answer, always throw the question back and expand a little. For example, "Hey, how are you?" B. "Not bad. Thanks. Just catching up on some work. How about you?" This structure does three things. It gives your answer, it adds detail, and it shows interest in the other person. And those three steps are the foundation of great small talk. And here's something else. Expanding your answers not only makes conversations longer, it also helps you practice more English. Think about it. If you only say "I'm fine" or "not bad," you're practicing two words. But if you say, "I'm doing well, I just got back from a walk in the park," suddenly you're practicing full sentences, new vocabulary, and natural rhythm. Every answer becomes a mini speaking exercise. So how can you practice this skill? Start small. Take one expression you like, maybe "pretty good," then write down 3 possible expansions. For example, "Pretty good, just relaxing at home." "Pretty good, just finished my homework." "Pretty good, I tried a new recipe today." Then practice saying them out loud until they feel natural. Do the same with "not bad" or "can't complain." Very quickly, you'll notice that your answers start flowing more easily. Let me challenge you right now. In the comments below, write your own expanded answer to "How are you?" You can use any of the 10 expressions we learned, and then add one little detail. I'll read the comments, and I might even give you feedback. Before we wrap up this part, let's review. The key to expanding is simple. Short answer first, then one short detail. That's all it takes to turn a basic question into a real conversation. It makes you sound fluent. It makes you sound interesting, and it makes people want to keep talking to you. In the next part, we'll go even deeper into conversation skills. You'll learn how to respond when someone asks, "How are you?" but you don't actually want to talk about yourself. Yes, that's right. Sometimes you want to keep the focus on the other person instead of you. I'll show you polite, natural ways to do that, and it's a skill that native speakers use all the time. So stick around, because part 5 is going to give you a whole new perspective on answering "How are you?" in English. So far, you've learned 10 better ways to answer "How are you?" And you've also learned how to expand those answers to keep the conversation alive. But here's something interesting. Sometimes you don't actually want to talk about yourself. Maybe you're busy, maybe you're tired, or maybe you just don't feel like sharing. The good news is, you can still respond politely and naturally without making the conversation awkward. Let's explore how to do that. The first strategy is to give a short, positive answer and immediately turn the focus back to the other person. For example, "Hey, how are you?" B. "Pretty good. Thanks. How about you?" It's quick, it's friendly, and it keeps the conversation going. But now the spotlight is on them. This is a simple but very effective technique. The second strategy is to use neutral expressions that don't reveal too much. For example, "can't complain," "not bad," or "hanging in there." These are safe phrases. They don't give much detail, but they don't shut down the conversation either. And if you immediately follow up with a question, you sound polite. For example, how are you? B, not bad. How's your week going? Notice how fast the attention shifts to the other person. The third strategy is to redirect with humor. Imagine someone asks, "How are you?" and you respond with, "Living the dream." And you, depending on your tone, this can be a light, playful way to avoid sharing too much. People will usually laugh, smile, and then start talking about themselves. Humor is a great way to deflect without being rude. Another important point is body language. Even if you don't want to share much, you should still smile, keep eye contact, and use a friendly tone. Because communication is not only about words, it's about energy. If you say "I'm fine" or "not bad" with a cold expression, it feels like you don't want to talk at all. But if you use a warm tone and open body language, even a short reply feels engaging. So let's practice together. I'll say a few examples, and you repeat them out loud with me. Ready? I'm doing well. Thanks. How about you? Can't complain. How's everything with you? Hanging in there. What about you? Living the dream. How's your day going? Excellent. By practicing these, you'll build the habit of keeping the focus off yourself while still sounding natural and polite. Now let's zoom out and review everything we've learned in this full lesson. We started with the idea that "I'm fine" is not the best answer. It sounds unnatural, outdated, and doesn't really create connection. Then we explored 10 powerful alternatives. I'm doing great. I'm doing well. Pretty good. Not bad. Could be better. Could be worse. I've been better. Can't complain. I'm hanging in there. Never better. Living the dream. After that, we looked at how to choose the right answer in different situations: professional, academic, social, and small talk. You learned that "I'm doing well" works best in professional settings, while "can't complain" or "never better" sound more natural with friends. Then we practiced expanding answers. Instead of stopping at "pretty good," you learned to add small details like "pretty good," "just finished work," or "not bad," "enjoying the weekend." That way, your answers flow into real conversations. And finally, today, we explored strategies for when you don't want to talk about yourself. You discovered how to redirect politely, how to use neutral or humorous phrases, and how to rely on body language to keep conversations warm. So what does all this mean for you? It means that from today on, you never have to say "I'm fine" again. You now have a toolbox full of authentic, natural replies that you can use in any situation. Whether you're at work, chatting with friends, or just making small talk with a stranger, you'll know exactly how to answer with confidence. And remember, learning English is not about memorizing stiff textbook phrases. It's about real communication. It's about sounding like yourself, but in another language. Every time you use one of these expressions, you're not just speaking English, you're connecting with people. Before we wrap up, I want to give you a little challenge. The next time someone asks you, "How are you?" don't say "I'm fine." Instead, choose one of the 10 alternatives we learned today. And if you want extra practice, write your favorite response in the comments below. Tell me which one you like best, and try expanding it with a short detail. I'll be reading, and I'd love to see your answers. If you found this lesson helpful, please like this video right now. It really helps more learners around the world find TalkTune English. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you never miss a lesson. We post new videos every week that help you build real-world English skills step by step. This has been Jason from TalkTune English, reminding you, stop saying "I'm fine," start using natural expressions, and keep practicing until English feels like second nature. Thanks for spending this time with me today. I'll see you in the next lesson.